When a learner activates prior knowledge, what's actually happening in the brain? When a learner activates prior knowledge, the brain retrieves concepts or examples related to that concept from long term memory and pulls them into working memory to help make sense of new information. This process involves reactivating existing neural networks associated with previously learned material, which allows the brain to more easily connect and integrate information with what is already stored in memory. As the learner processes new content, their attention is focused on understanding its meaning by relating it to knowledge they already possess. This often involves effortful thinking, requiring the learner to engage in deliberate mental effort to make connections and solve problems. Example and non-example learning further supports this process by promoting the brain to compare instances of a concept with examples and non-examples, helping to clarify its boundaries and meaning. Through these connections, the brain rapidly possesses these comparisons, enabling the learner to build on the prior knowledge and better understand new themes and concepts. What happens if a teacher does not intentionally incorporate these elements in the classroom? Without intentional prompting, the learner will rely on whatever information they have in long-term memory that comes to mind. Students may not realize they have information in their long-term memories that can help them make sense of new information. Without prompting, students may activate tangential prior knowledge using working memory on these unrelated ideas and miss important connections. What are the implications of a student's learning if they activate irrelevant or incorrect knowledge? Activating irrelevant or incorrect knowledge can have significant implications for learning, as it crowds working memory and distracts the learner from focusing on the information that would best support new learning. This often happens when the learner's prior knowledge is not appropriately cued, preventing them from assessing the relative concepts that they need. In some cases, students have the exact prior knowledge required for the lesson, but they aren't prompted to think about it specifically enough, leading to confusion. Moreover, prior knowledge can sometimes lead to inaccurate conclusions. For example, a student might remember that tornadoes happen rapidly and assume hurricanes are the same, even though hurricanes differ significantly in their formation and progression. How has your thinking about the importance of connecting to background knowledge shifted as a result of these modules? After this lesson, my understanding of prior knowledge has shifted to recognize its crucial role as the foundation for new learning. Rather than just a helpful addition, I've come to realize that actively engaging with and building upon existing knowledge is essential for effectively acquiring new information. This makes prior knowledge a critical component of the learning process, one that must be deliberately addressed in instruction to ensure students can connect new concepts with what they already know. Which of the psychosocial moral development theories, behaviors, and others follow the science? What is follow the science? Follow the science refers to theories that can be tested and supported by research. Behaviorists like Pavlov, Skinner, they clearly align with scientific principles, using controlled experiments to demonstrate observable learning processes. Similarly, Bandura's social learning theory is well supported by empirical research, such as the bubble doll experiment. In Pavlov's classical conditioning, Pavlov experiments with dogs demonstrated a clear, testable model of learning classical conditioning based on observable behaviors. Skinner's operant conditioning. Skinner used controlled experiments to study reinforcement and punishment, contributing extensively to the field of behaviorisms. His methods, such as the Skinner box, are highly scientific and remain influential. Bandura's social learning theory. Bandura conducted empirical studies, such as the famous bubble doll experiment, to demonstrate that the learning can occur through observation and imitation. His theory integrates cognitive and behavioral perspectives, supported by substantial evidence.